Let me briefly take you through our PTC journey. I'm not sure as to how aware are you with PTC and what we do. So effectively, we are almost a 3-decade-old company. We started off with CAD and then we ventured into PLM and as we went into the journey, we realized that customers today are looking at things beyond just simple CAD or PLM. So that's been our foray into what we call as application lifecycle management, and then into IoT, into service lifecycle management, and into augmented reality, which is where we are currently. So if you look at the entire journey, we started off as a CAD company. Today we've matured into an IoT and an augmented reality company, and that's what our customers are demanding from us, because we believe that PLM is not about products getting managed while it is in the factory or just after it comes out of the factory. PLM actually has the entire life cycle where the product, even after it leaves the factory, should have some significance for the company on how they're going to manage it. And that's been our foray into IoT. So if you look at our journey, and where customers are going, they're wanting us to solve challenges for them beyond the product leaving their factory, and how do you manage the product even after it leaves its campus. And that's how IoT as a concept was born. So if you look at our market space, we're looking at extending PLM into IoT, and that's where we are playing. And gone are the days when people can conceptualize it and come out with a product over 2 years, and you still have the market waiting for you. Today the market is possibly gone. If you look at this in a true startup world, you have an idea, you need to be able to conceptualize it and come out with and market it at the earliest possible. And that's how this whole market has changed. So that was the concept with which this whole thing was born. And to us, readily deployable IoT means helping customers, our customers, serve their customers a lot faster by using things like utilities. So for example, Thingworx is our IoT platform, and within the Thingworx platform, we have something called as a Thingworx utilities, which is basically some of the common things that customers would need to be able to deploy. So for example, smart connected device management, right? And when you talk about connected device management, it's about how you are able to get reports out of the functioning of it's more of performance monitoring, right? Have a dashboard of sorts which can throw up data which you could look at any given point in time. That could be one example of a utility which is quickly deployable. And this is something that every customer who is in the verge of deploying IoT would be looking for. There could be things like alert management, right? And this whole thing is about how am I getting alerted, right? So the thing, as we call it, the smart connected device, is able to throw out an alert which you are able to capture and saying, okay, I'm going to fail, right? Over the next 12 days or 15 days, I'm going to fail, or part of my me is going to fail. And how am I able to use that alert to make my decisions? Analytics, which is another key aspect, right? One way is to collect the data. And what do you do with that data? How are you going to use that data? And that's the analytics capability. So if you're able to come up with utilities for some of these core aspects of what you would need to be a successful IoT deployed company, we are coming out with those aspects, and that to us is readily deployable IoT, right? Make it a lot faster, make it a lot easier for customers to be able to adopt to a particular platform. Thingworx as a platform, is an open and very flexible platform. By that, what I mean is, customer developers can use their existing tools. So, for example, if a developer is using Eclipse as the development platform that he or she is working on today, he or she can continue using Eclipse for building IoT-ready apps on our platform. And that's something that Thingworx allows these customers to do. So it's primarily a very open, very flexible platform with these utilities. You could easily integrate some of the existing applications that you have, because today we can't expect customers to have a particular kind of applications within the organization. And if you're connecting to the internet, I mean, you're obviously going to be faced with a lot more concerns in terms of security, in terms of being able to connect to different devices, in terms of being able to use your existing cloud infrastructure, and so on and so forth. And that's what Thingworx as a platform allows you to do. And that to us is something which is a great boon for our developers, because as I said earlier, it's all about shrinking timelines to be able to come out with ready apps at a time when the market needs them, not at a time when you are ready. Right? So that's the whole concept with which we built Thingworx, and we've opened it up to our developer community for them to be able to easily use our platform to quickly come up with prototypes or apps that they could test and roll out pretty quickly. So today's students are tomorrow's industry leaders. I mean, and to us, that's a very, very critical part of our market. And what we are doing, for example, we're setting up COEs at colleges and universities, and that's to catch them young and to help them embrace some of the new technology platforms that are there in the market. And obviously, some of the we are leaders in the IoT space, and so we do have our own right under the sun as one of the key technology player in the IoT space. So we are enabling our student population to be able to capitalize on some of that. For example, recently we did a student hackathon at Vellore Engineering College, where we got the students to come and build apps, and it was a fun thing. At the same time, it enables them to start thinking in a much bigger manner. And a lot of these students are budding entrepreneurs. So they're going to build their own apps. They're going to come up with various business propositions. My daughter, for example, she's in the 10th standard. She's already built a mobile app. And it's a program called VTech that one of the corporates came up with, which is women empowerment in technology, and they picked up students from different schools to be able to build their own app, not just stay with building the apps, but also being able to commercialize the app and come up with business plans and so on and so forth. So they're creating this at a grassroots level, in terms of helping students start thinking in a much bigger plane. I mean, when we were students, probably we had only one ambition: become an engineer and take up a job in a good firm. But today things are much different. So that's what we are looking at, and we will continue to embrace the student community to start doing innovative things with the student community. In the same vein, we are also going to expand that into the corporates. That's ultimately the serious business users that we have, and we get thrown up with a lot of challenges from these companies that we are helping them to bridge over. So it's a combination of both enterprise and the student community. It's dangerous to think about it, right? I mean, in fact, the other day I was just sitting at home, and I was wondering what kind of data does the internet possess about my own self, right? I mean, today things are so very open that right from the time you wake up to the time you go back to bed, everything gets monitored. So you have a Fitbit, which monitors what your physical activity is, and you have multitude of applications which pretty much tracks your entire lifestyle. So on one side, it is. I mean, I'm alarmed at the pace at which IoT is growing. I mean, we're talking about 50 billion connected devices by 2020, and probably 200 billion at intermittent connected devices at any given point in time. So that's an awful lot of data that is out there about you as an individual. So to me, this is all about how you could make use of the data, how you could ensure that this data is not misused, and so it's, while it's alarming on one side, it's extremely positive on the other side in terms of what we could do with that data. So for example, the other day, a customer of ours, threw up this challenge of saying, I want my diesel generator to be out in the internet. Now that's as easy as a problem, right? But if you look beneath the problem, it is not as simple as what it looks. Getting a diesel generator out means you need to first of all have sensors which can then talk to a backend application, which then can pull out the data. So we're talking about a hardware device which is a sensor. We're talking about connectivity. We're talking about data which is going to be out in the cloud. We're talking about security, and you need to be able to manage all of this. So it's not like you're just talking about a generator and an app, and both of these talk to each other. So there is a whole ecosystem that works to make sure that the data which a generator throws up gets collected, gets analyzed, and gets used for meaningful business decisions, and that's the impact that we're talking about. So the data, once it is meaningful, you do multitude of things, right? I mean, for example, today there is dearth of talent. There is dearth of service engineers. I mean, it could be as simple as that, right? I mean, a generator fails. I mean, and you send a service engineer to repair the generator. For all you know, this generator might be a 5-year-old generator, and the service engineer who's come on board might be a 2-year-old employee of the organization. He may not have even seen that model. And he's being tasked with the responsibility of servicing that generator. So he goes into the customer site, and first of all he's shocked, because he's not seen the generator, right? He's used to the new age generator, and this is an old age generator which is out there running, and he doesn't have a clue on what is inside. So how does he service it? And that could be a classic example of how you could bring down serviceability time, and this in turn helps the company plan better, because if you know that a particular equipment is going to fail in a certain period of time, and if that equipment is intelligent enough to communicate that to you, that use case in itself could be saving the company millions and billions of dollars, right? I mean, not to mention the customer satisfaction and all of the add-on benefits that comes along with something as simple as that. This could go to more complex applications, it could ease your traffic problems. It could, the whole concept of smarter city is about IoT and about how you're managing connected devices and so on and so forth. So the use of IoT or the use case of IoT is pretty much spread across a multitude of industries. So the impact that it is going to have on our quality of lives is going to be huge. I mean, you can't just equate it to money. It's just much beyond return on investment in terms of money alone. And that's my take on how this whole industry is going to pan out. This whole thing is getting way beyond phantom applications, as I may put it, right? Nice to have, your this is the easiest thing, right? You have a Fitbit, or you have a smart connected device to your body, which monitors pretty much what you do, your exercise, lifestyle, etc., etc. But this could be practically used in every scenario, right? I mean, and in the most common example would be monitoring of signals. How frustrated we get in Bangalore, right? I mean, we don't talk about distance anymore. We talk about time. I live in Whitefield, and from Whitefield to come here, at a particular point in time in the morning at 7:30, it probably takes me 20-25 minutes, and if I get to 8:15, I don't know. It probably takes an hour and a half. So I have no control in terms of what is happening. But just imagine a situation where when I'm driving, there is an update which says that it comes onto your car. It says that there is traffic on this particular road, or there's an accident which has happened, and you please take a different route to get your work. It saves me money, time and money, because you're saving on fuel, you're saving on the you're helping in terms of we go green. And first of all, you need to stop driving. That's a different challenge altogether. But there are a lot of associated benefits that comes out with that. It could help in case of accident victims and so on and so forth. So you have a ton of initiatives that that you could come up with, and this industry is heading the right direction. But there are of course challenges. As with every emerging technology, even this has been something which we've been talking about for the last 18, 24 months. There's been so much of talk around IoT. There's very little implemented. And the reason for that is there are other issues in terms of security, in terms of data secrecy, and so on and so forth. Which I think we are working on. I mean, if you look at the smart government initiatives that our Prime Minister is taking right now, we are starting to see these smarter city pilots coming out. I think there are 5 or 6 cities which have been selected for the pilot. So we are heading in the right direction. And so are the corporates. I mean, I think the wait and watch period is kind of getting to an end, right? I mean, they are all realizing that at some point in time they need to jump into the bandwagon. The other day I was with the manufacturing company. They are wanting to launch gensets in the market. They were in that business. They for some reason went out of the business, and then they want to jump back into that business. And they're talking about doing a pilot on IoT. In fact, as we are speaking, we're doing a pilot with them, and I can't obviously reveal the customer's name, but we're talking to them, and we're doing a pilot. Where they've identified a sensor manufacturing company which can embed their sensors into the genset. So the mindset of our customers to service their customers is changing. And that's the impact that IoT has. So it's whether it is smart homes or smart connected factory or smarter cities. You have IoT everywhere. And to me, this is where the future is. And if you look at why PDC has got into that, I mean, we see a logical extension of CAD PLM into service lifecycle management and IoT and augmented reality, and that's where we are going as an organization. That's where the market is leading us to as well. And going back to the example of a service engineer servicing a diesel genset, right? He hasn't even seen the genset, right? I mean, so assume that he has a fancy glass, or it need not even be fancy. In fact, the other day our CEO Jim Appleman was here, and he had an iPhone, and he had a $5 Amazon glass. So he bought it from Amazon, just a $5. It's made out of cardboard, and he put his mobile device in there, and it was obviously a demo, but he had a piece of paper where he had a bike drawn on that. It was a KTM bike, and with the augmented reality power, he was able to break that bike into parts. And he was able to pinpoint each of the parts, and he was able to take other parts, mix it, match it, and so on and so forth. I mean, and that's where augmented reality is going, right? So just imagine you have the connected device, and you have the service engineer going and standing in front of the genset. He wears this cool Google Glass or cheap glass, whatever it is, or he just points his hand phone or his iPad at the device, and suddenly the device disintegrates and it shows all the different parts, and then you have based on the IoT, you have data that is getting fed, saying the problem could be in these areas. Can you go open up this particular part and check whether the part is okay or not? And the engineer doesn't need to know anything about the device, right? I mean, so with the fundamental basic training that he has, he's able to get into the product and be able to decipher what exactly is the problem that he needs to be able to address, right? And this is a serviceability standpoint. Just imagine data getting fed back, saying this is a particular part which gets failed over a period of time. So it gives you analytical data to start working on that particular failure part, so that it doesn't hamper your ongoing sales and so on and so forth. So it helps you in terms of planning ahead as well. So IoT in combination with augmented reality is where at least as far as smart manufacturing is concerned, as far as customer service is concerned, is going to be the next wave. We're already talking about Thingworx 7. So obviously there will be a lot of things that we will be continuing to work on as we are evolving this product to the next level, right? I mean, we've done a ton of capability enhancements, and as I said, we built in utilities. We made it a lot more simpler for our developers. We are hosting it on Amazon Web Services so that they can get the advantage of integrating with the rest of the cloud infrastructure that an organization might want to draw from, and so on and so forth. So we'll continue to keep building this as we go along. And augmented reality, as I said, is going to be a very, very key part. I mean, we made this acquisition of a company called Euphoria, about 6-8 months back, or maybe a year back, and that's going to be the next wave. So we're going to integrate the augmented reality capabilities into IoT, make it a lot more stronger. We are already leading the IoT PLM space. And if you look at what IDC has estimated us, this is last year's data, of course. We are the leader in the IoT PLM space. OM has given us a thumbs up in terms of our strategy, in terms of where this company is going, because I mean, to quote in their own words, they're saying a $1 billion CAD PLM, $1 billion+ CAD PLM company taking this bold step into the next wave. That's how OM has given us a thumbs up. So the analysts have kind of given us a thumbs up in terms of where we are going. We are continuing to lead the IoT space, IoT PLM space. We will continue to focus on that market, because that's our core, right? I mean, CAD PLM is still our core, and whatever we do will be in those lines to help customers move from where they are today to a smart connected, a smart product kind of a setup, and that's going to be our future as well. As I said, right now, I mean, I may not be able to divulge the entire plan, because we're going to have our LiveWorks event next in a couple of weeks' time, actually. June 6th to 9th in Boston, and they're going to have about 5,000+ attendees coming over from all over the world. We're going to have some great keynote speakers from our customer organizations. We're going to have some great IoT partners coming about. So hopefully there will be a little more that we will get as a sense in terms of what next with IoT. But as of now, we think what we have is really up there in terms of what capabilities customers do need to start on the IoT journey. Actually, to really go really deep on the IoT journey, and we will continue to further that, enhance that. As I said, augmented reality could be the next big bet, in terms of getting into IoT. We're working a lot on CodeLive, which is our analytical engine for IoT, and we will continue to do all of those, embed all of those capabilities, and make it a platform of choice for our customers to not just develop, but be able to prototype, be able to analyze, to be able to manage the data, to be able to make some meaning out of the data, and to be able to go in and service their customers better. 50 billion? Yeah, jokes apart. I mean, as I said earlier, so we currently have market leadership in this space. I think IDC has us at about 18% of the market. So we are in a position of strength. We are in a leadership position there. Of course, the market maturity is also got to do with where you want this to go to. We're starting to see that getting through in some of the developing markets as well, and we would want to continue building on our leadership and continue enhancing our market share.
So, no fancy numbers.
not yet. I mean, at some point we will, but not yet. So we want to extend on our market leadership that we have right now. Well, exciting times ahead, and it's a great platform. I would urge everyone to look at our platform, play around with it. I mean, there's a trial version available. We can help you in whatever way we want to. We want as many developers as possible to look at our platform, to play around with our platform, to figure out how easy it is to develop an IoT app, an IoT ready app, so to speak, and have fun. I mean, and it's up to us on how we can change the world, and I think we are enablers in this changing environment, and I want as many people to try it, and yeah, I mean, feel free to come back to us, give us feedback, so that we could make it even better. And the good part we have, good advantage we have rather of PTC here in India is that 65% of our R&D population globally is based in India, and we are probably the only company which has that big an R&D presence in this industry, and we have them here for a reason, because we are like a largely populated country. We are technologically really advanced in terms of the capabilities that we can provide to our customers, and we are here, right? I mean, so I need the feedback to help us get better, help us serve you better, and help come up with some fantabulous world-class products that really could take it a notch higher. Thank you very much.